Okay, this is the last example that we're going to do. Example 3, John has 5 more apples than bananas. John has a total of 13 apples and bananas combined. How many of each type of fruit does he have? Now, obviously, with this type of problem, we could just plug in numbers, substitute, see what works. But I want to show you how to set this up, because there's going to be problems in your homework where, so-and-so has 550 more than, the other person, and there's a total of 1,823 combined, and those numbers are a lot harder to come up with. So again, John has 5 more apples than bananas. So the two things that we are talking about are apples and bananas. And to stay consistent, I'm just going to keep using X and Y. So I'm going to say X stands for my apples, and Y stands for my bananas. Be thankful I'm not there, or I would probably sing about apples and bananas and ooples and banoonies. Okay, we need to come up with 2 equations. Now these are 2 different ones. We're not going to do the y equals equations anymore for this type. Okay, whenever you see the word total, okay, if they ever tell you a total, okay, total just tells you, if I'm going to find the total number of apples I have and bananas I have, if I have 10 apples and 5 bananas, to find the total, I would just add them together. So I'm going to do the same thing. To find the total number of apples and bananas here, I'm going to add them together. So how many apples do I have? X. How many bananas do I have? Y. And I'm totaling them together, and when I total them together, I have 13. So that is my first equation. X plus Y equals 13. Now I still need to write one more equation. Okay? The other equation, I'm looking for the words apples and bananas again. And it says that John has 5 more apples than bananas. Okay? Whenever you see the more than, okay, what you're going to do first is figure out which one you're going to have more of. Am I going to have more apples or more bananas? Well, it says 5 more apples. So apples is the one I have more of. And so I'm going to put that first. So apples is X. And then I'm going to put an equal sign. And I have 5 more than the amount of bananas. So 5 more than means add the amount of bananas I have. How many bananas do I have? I have Y bananas. Okay, so now I have 2 separate equations. I have a system. Now I can solve using substitution. Now I see that all the X's and Y's in here have no number in front of them, so I could solve easily for any of them. However, I notice in the second equation, this X is already by itself. So what I'm going to do is I am going to replace the X in the first equation with the 5 plus Y. So instead of writing X plus Y equals 13, I'm going to write 5 plus Y, substituting that in for X, plus Y equals 13. So that gives me 5 plus 2Y equals 13. I'm going to subtract 5. So we get 2Y equals 8. Divide by 2. We get Y equals 4. And what did Y stand for again? Y stood for how many bananas? So that tells me that I have 4 bananas. Okay, and that's important. Does that answer my question? My question asks, how many of each type of fruit does he have? Okay, well, each type of fruit, that means I need to know how many apples also. Okay, now the good news is that I know that X, which is my amount of apples, equals 5 plus Y. Okay, and Y, we said, was 4. So I'm going to do 5 plus 4, which gives me 9 apples. Okay, so let's write a good sentence about that. If I have 9 apples, 4 bananas, we're talking about John. So we would say John has 9 apples and 4 bananas. Okay, now, double check. It says he has 5 more apples than bananas. Do we see 5 more than bananas? Well, 4 bananas plus 5 is 9. Good. And he has a total of 13. Are my total apples and bananas 9 and 4? Do they total 13? Yep. So it looks like I came up with the correct answer. All right, your homework assignment should be on the board. Make sure you use your class time wisely. I will see you tomorrow.